Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is Randy Franks coming to you from Tennessee. And I just want to encourage you as a Christian. Several weeks ago and months back, I've been talking at nursing homes and home health care places. And some of the ladies, some of my friends said, Randy, you need to be telling your stories encouraging. Brother Randy, I wasn't a Christian growing up. So when I was in elementary, I was son number 3 of 4 children. And I had a major learning disabilities. And I hope we can encourage somebody, a family right now that has a child that deals with that. You're a parent, you're discouraged, or a child. I really struggled. I failed in the first grade, held back in the second, held back in the third, and I struggled. It took me 15 and a half years. I wanted to quit school, my parents wouldn't let me, and I graduated with a 3rd grade reading level, very discouraged. Had no hope of even filling out an application. But something wonderful happened. March 16, 1981, a friend, one guy, his name's Cecil, told me about Jesus. And here's what he said, I could be saved. And I was saved that day. And here's what he said. In 2 Corinthians 5:17, if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. All things have come to pass. Everything is erased and everything comes brand new. You're a new creature, a new creation. So I'm thanking the Lord that somebody told me about the Lord. And in that, I found a church, and I began to talk to the pastor. And the pastor gave me this verse, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ. So I began to study and show myself to prove and learn. And I struggled greatly learning with children books. But I studied and I studied. And actually, I got to Bible college. I went through those 6 years and got my degree, and bachelor's degree and such. And then to God be the glory. The biggest loser I felt like ever in the home state I graduated from, my high school. I failed everything, but they voted me, a senior superlative, but I was miserable inside. And a lot of our children today are miserable because they don't feel like they measure up to be accepted. Well, I became a pastor of 6 different churches. To God be the glory. Recently, 3 years ago, I had a stroke. I'm 80% blind, but I'm 100% blessed. And I just want to thank the Lord for an opportunity to encourage somebody. I want to tell you a story about Brother Randy. When somebody told me about the Lord, I found out who I was because of who the Lord was. Years ago, I was awesomely chosen to lead the youth in the community. And I took a trip to West Virginia. A little lady from an Afro-American area in Huntington, West Virginia, needed somebody to come and teach Bible school. So I took my kids, and they were used to going to California, and I was in charge of all these things, and I could set up trips and go. Well, this time I went there. Now, when I got there, I began to work with those children, and I was amazed when we got there to teach them Bible. They were 5 and 6 years old, and these children were rough. They fought and fight, complained, griped, pushed and pulled. But when I went out to lunchtime with them, they asked me to be in charge of different games. I put my youth kids in charge of basketball, volleyball, kickball, sidewalk jump. But I chose basketball, and there was 8 little boys with me. They had a little basketball goal there, and I gave the ball to each boy. And every time I was shocked. I gave the ball to the first boy. All the guys said, miss it, miss it. I gave it to the next little boy, 5 and 6 years old. They discouraged, miss it, miss it. I gave it to the 3rd one, miss it, miss it. The 4th one, miss it, miss it. 5th one, miss it, miss it. 6th one, miss it, miss it. And the 7th one, when he got that ball, I heard a voice behind him say, make it, yes you can. And I was just turned and looked, and who was it? A little boy, 6-year-old. And he turned back to me, and I gave him the ball, and here's what he said. Make it, yes you can. When I gave him the ball, I won't tell you the power of influence. Every one of those children out there, those boys that said, miss it, when he got the ball, they stopped and they said, make it, yes you can. That's the power of an encourager. He was an encourager. And that's our message to everybody we go through the day. We're to make it, yes we can. So if you're struggling as a child or a young person, or even a parent with a son or daughter that's struggling, I want to remind you something. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things. So here's my message to you. Make it, yes you can. They asked me to tell a funny story. When I was a child, I struggled with my grades. And one time, the teacher was going to spank me, paddle me, and she said, I'm going to get you after class. You get back from lunch, I'm going to spank you. So I went, and I didn't have much to do, but we were having fish sticks, so I got me some ketchup packets, and I put them in my back pocket. And when we went back to class, she took me outside, bent me over, and paddled me, and those packets busted on my butt into my blue jeans, and she thought she hurt me. Well, she was shocked. She started crying. She ran to the teacher next door, and she said, I've hurt Randy, and I put on a little show. Well, they took me up to the office, and everything's good. I'm going to get out of this. And the principal said, no, we're going to have to fill out some paperwork, Randy. And they got the nurse in there. Here's what they said, Randy. She may lose her job over this. You're going to have to pull your pants down. We're going to have to take a picture. Say that again. We're going to have to take a picture. Well, that's when I told him the truth. And I told a big old lie. I said, listen, she didn't hurt me. I put ketchup paint. Then I got my spanking. And then when I got home, I got another one. And I just tell you, that's what the things you do to laugh and get by. The Bible says in Proverbs, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. I hope and pray, no matter what you're going through, you'll turn your frown upside down and smile and encourage people. Because the Lord's word says, God's the spirit of love. 1 John 4:7 and 8. God's the spirit of love. So get busy loving somebody. Be a blessing, not a burden. Be an encouragement. God bless. Wendy's lost their 50-cent Frosties. There's a place called Chick-fil-A that has awesome ice cream too. We love you, Wendy, but bring back the Frosties. I want to introduce you to my manager now, Lucille Hall. She's an awesome encourager, and she's going to tell you about what we're going to do in the future with our videos.
So in future videos, we're going to be not just sitting here by the pool.
Right.
Even though it's nice to sit by the pool
Right.
and eat our ice cream.
Right.
But we're going to be going up and just doing some fun stuff.
Right.
Going to Wendy's when the 50-cent Frosties come
Right.
back. And just doing a lot of fun things. So y'all should subscribe, stick around, comment, share about this video. Go tell your friends, your family, your loved ones. Just do it right now.
And be kind to the blind.
Yeah, he's blind. Oh, wait, you said that.
100% blessed though.
Heck yeah. See y'all in the next video, because y'all are coming back.